All right, Brian, we have talked about how millennials date. We've talked about how millennials work. Why don't we talk about where millennials are spending their money? We queued up experiences earlier, and our last business for this basket is a company that capitalizes on that.
Yeah. This is another company that me and you talked in detail about before. It's Eventbrite. Eventbrite is a leader in middle market entertainment. So they like to say that basically they do any type of gathering. They help to organize it that's bigger than a birthday party, but smaller than Beyonce. So anything that's in the middle market there. The very high end, the YouTubes, the Beyoncés, the Jay-Z's of the world, that market is completely dominated by another company called Live Nation, which could be another good company for to play on millennials. But Eventbrite is a very interesting niche one that's in the middle. People that are content creators or want to put on shows can go to Eventbrite's platform. They can get the thing up and running. They can charge tickets for it. They promote the event. They can process payments, and they can even do analytics to help get the word out about that. So 700,000 creators are currently on the platform, and they sold 200 million tickets at 3 million live events last year. So this is a big company.
Yeah, and we think of Live Nation specifically in the concert space. I think what Eventbrite is kind of interesting to me is that they have some concert businesses, but they really have a lot of other stuff out there. Whether it's tours, special events, wine tastings, craft brewery tastings, that kind of stuff. There's a lot out there that currently isn't being captured by the giants. That creates a nice little space for them to work in. Yeah,
totally. And what we've seen thus far is pretty good results out of the company. Again, newly public, but in their most recent quarter, they reported 21% revenue growth. This is a company that hasn't, again, performed well for investors out of the IPO gate because the guidance they gave in the last quarter was much lower than expected. And they're saying that they're having a lot of trouble integrating a company that they bought prior to their IPO called Ticketfly, which is a company I know you're pretty familiar with.
Yes. As a former Pandora shareholder, I was enthused when they bought Ticketfly, thinking that, okay, this is a company that capitalizes on that mid-market in the same way. You go out in DC, so many of the mid-tier venues use Ticketfly, and I thought that was a no-brainer acquisition for Pandora. They weren't able to make that work. I believe they actually wound up selling that stake for slightly less than they paid for it over to Eventbrite. It seems like a no-brainer business. If you are simply connecting people with a valuable platform and selling a digital product, that's pretty high margin. At a certain point, I assume the numbers will work, especially because Eventbrite, like Upwork, is one of the big players in the space. They benefit from that name recognition.
Yeah, totally. And if you believe the company's market opportunity here, they essentially think that they could grow 10x just within their current markets, just through kind of organic growth and getting the Ticketfly acquisition working. So there's still a lot for investors to look forward to here and to like about this business for the long term.
And if you want a proof in concept, look at Live Nation. That's been a very successful company. I know Nick Seipel, host of the Energy Show, is a huge fan of Live Nation because where else are you going to go? If you want to go to an event and there's only one way to get the tickets, you got to pay them. And as consumers, we might not love that. As investors, it's a pretty good business opportunity.
Yeah, I think that both Live Nation and Eventbrite are great ways to play just the rise of spending on experiences over things. These are definitely things that these products definitely appeal to millennials that want in on some special experience. So totally great stock. Both those companies are totally great stocks for investors to look at.